Hey, it's a little technical difficulties. How you guys doing? This is Tony Williams from Veterans Council and Veterans. We're going to do what's called our road to our conference. We got a conference coming up called the Serving Our Elderly Veterans. But before I start that, I always got to do my intro. So let's stay tuned for the intro. So this is something we're going to do every week. We have a conference coming up on the 24th of August. It's called Serving Elderly Veterans. We're going to actually start looking at resources that are available to elderly veterans and their families as in our community. And so before I want to give you a little clip here, and we can start this show off on what we're trying to do. So hold on one second. So what people don't realize is that we get, over half of the veterans are actually over the age of 65. And for Florida, I'm in Florida. In Florida, we have over 719,000 veterans over 65, and 42,000 are actually women. So what kind of resources are available to them? What does mental health look like when you're 65 and older? What is caregiver rights? All these things we're going to cover at this conference. But it's with Veterans Council Veterans, our primary mission is to prevent veteran suicide. And what people don't realize is that the demographic that died by suicide in Florida is 65 and older. So we got to do something for that. And I want to start as we go to this road of the conference next week. We're going to have on the 6th of August. We'll have Bob Azzano from he's the deputy executive director for Florida Department of Veterans Affairs. We're going to talk about nursing homes. We're going to talk about the VA and what element in the VA is actually responsible for the elderly veterans. We're going to talk about the benefits. And I tell you, the benefits is different here because when you think elderly by definition is 60 or older, but really it's not the age as much as the era. Those who have been coming through the military, through the Vietnam era, they didn't have we didn't focus on TBI. We didn't focus on PTSD. What does it look like now? If you're 70, 75, 78, you got PTSD, how does that look? In fact, back in that time frame, they didn't identify as PTSD. They really actually identified it as malingering. And malingering is actually a bad conduct, it's like a bad behavior. And you can find yourself being put out from PTSD symptoms back then for malingering. So we want to cover that. But I want to sit there and see our legislators. June 5th, they had a joint committee with the Aging Committee with the VA and the veterans, and as well as the actual committee. And we want to hear what one of the things they're saying right here.
Welcome to our first joint hearing, this joint committee hearing, this Congress, entitled Heroes at Home, Improving Services for Veterans and Their Caregivers. It's been more than a decade since the Aging Committee held a joint hearing, and I want to thank Senator Tester and Senator Moran for bringing together our two committees today to examine the important issues and unique challenges faced by veterans and their caregivers. I also want to note that Senator.
So again, they had a committee, and I don't know if anybody know about that, but they had that committee, and it mentioned, it said something about it's been a long time. I don't understand why it's been so long time since we're all getting older. But we need to encourage our legislators to start looking for veterans, looking at not just veterans, but the elderly veterans that are out there, what's happening to them. And most of the time we focus so much on the young people, we don't really focus on the elderly. Like my dad's 88, and we'll talk about him next week. And I want to hear Senator Scott talk about that. Senator Scott, who's from Florida, he's on the Aging Committee. He had a conversation real quick. Let's see what Senator Scott says.
So turn next to Senator Scott.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Ganga, how does your facility assist veterans and their caregivers when the veteran wants to remain in the home but still needs some additional support?
So how do they do that? And who's taking care of them? Here's another one I want you to watch as well. And this is a caregiver that was asked as part of this committee, this committee they had. And she says, and one thing we're going to be talking about at our conference.
Ms. Sawyer, what is the biggest challenge for caregivers in assessing benefits from the VA?
I'm going to assume you mean caregiver benefits, which are actually, caregiver benefits actually fall on the healthcare side. And some of the biggest problems with those really have to do with the evaluation itself.
So caregiver program, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to have experts come in from the VA that's going to tell us what does it take to be eligible for a caregiver program, who's eligible for that. And we're going to, so when you come to Veterans Conference on the 24th of August, and I have on that thing there, you get to register, you're going to get experts. You're not going to get opinions. You're going to get people from the VA. You're going to get people from Florida Department of Veteran Affairs. You're going to get people from Hillsborough County Veterans Association that can talk about the rights. And we're going to have some agency. We're going to have some advocates on there as well. So we need to discuss that and talk about it. And then after we find out what resources are available, then we can see, then we can identify the gaps. And who should be here? Well, I'll tell you who should be here. If you're an elderly veteran, you need to be here. If you're taking care of elderly veteran, you need to be here. If you're a part of an advocacy group that's out there advocating for seniors and elderly veterans, you need to be here. If you care about veterans, you need to be here. We need the politicians here as well, because a lot of the questions we're going to have, they can only be solved through legislation. So that's why you need to be here on the 24th and 24th of August over here in Tampa at the shrine. Let me find this thing here real quick. Here. So this is the location. It's going to be the Egypt Shriners Club, 5107 East Washington Street in Tampa. It's called the Shriners Club, and it's from 8 to 4. That we're going to feed you, right? So I mean, this thing didn't cost. This didn't really cost anything. So we're going to feed you. We're going to make sure that you get experts. We have tables out there for resources. And that's another thing too. So if you want to have a table, you can definitely call us and get a table out there. It's to help us defray the cost, because we're not charging anything. We're not charging. We don't like charging. And if we want to absorb the cost, we want to get it through sponsors, donors, and the table. So please share this. So again, we're gonna have the Egypt Shriners Club. It's a very nice facility. I want to show you. I did a little quick walkthrough here. Hopefully, I have it here. So that's that little snapshot of where we're going to have this event from 8 to 4. We're going to talk, and next week you're going to sit there and we're going to have the agenda. So definitely tune in next week so you see the agenda. It's a great agenda. I guarantee you it will be impactful. I guarantee you it will be impactful. And you have questions, come with the questions, because I want to make sure that every topic we cover, we get an opportunity for you to ask questions. In fact, we have 2 panels on there that we call discussion panels. One of them is going to consist of families who are some caregivers for elderly veterans. Both of the panelists right now, their father is 91 years old. So you're going to find out what they've been going through and hopefully find out answers as well. Then we got another panel of mental health. See, and the mental health is different for elderly than it is for the regular population. The mental health, we're going to have Alzheimer, we're going to have the dementia, we're going to talk again about PTSD and you're older. All these things we're going to have a conversation of. Things you've not heard or seen anywhere else you're going to see at this conference on the 24th of August. Please register. Share. It's important that you share. Next time we come back, we're going to broadcast everybody who shared. We got at least 11 people who shared, and I want to make sure that they're acknowledged. So you're going to see the sharers next week. You'll see the sharers every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. We'll be on giving you updates. So next week, A, you're going to get the agenda. B, we're going to sit there and highlight everybody who's shared, and we got partners in here. And then that same week, we're going to have our special guest on 6th of August will be Bob Abazalo. He is the Deputy Executive Director of Florida Department of Veteran Affairs. His main thing is nursing homes. So again, you're getting it from the expert's mouth. When you hear the Veterans Council veteran, it's because it's the truth. Okay, and that's what we want to make sure that you understand that goes on. That the people who come to our events are not just opinion. These are people actually who are in charges. And Bob's one of them, a great guy, Navy guy. I'm not gonna hold it against him. And he's, he retired and he loves the veterans. In fact, Florida is tied with California with 9 nursing homes, and they just put in a budget this year of $10 million. So pretty soon we're going to have 10 nursing homes, and Florida will be the state with the most nursing homes in the country. So if you want to learn about the nursing homes real quick, come to this broadcast again, 6th of August, 2:30 on this channel, be it you're on my Facebook, if you're on my LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, you'll get the information and hear from Bob, who will be one of our presenters. We got more great presenters. You'll see that as well. But I just want to give you an update on what to expect later on. So until then, I will see you next week on the 6th of August for our event. Until then, it's time for my outro.